Who's he speaking to?
Some Israeli guy.
Ambassador?
Okay. Aboisai, Azman Kotzer, Vamalocha Meruba. I'm moided to give
Oh,
Geschmack Sichos, and I wanted to
thanks
do
for that.
something also on
I heard that.
Purim. There's so much to do. I started making the Shitas up, whatever. We just learned from
Only that.
Chumash. But today's Chitas is actually a long Chitas.
Well, there are.
What do you mean the
Whoa.
Chumash?
The Chumash.
Yeah, the Chumash, yeah. But the
Today's
Tanya was short.
the time it was short, it was easy, yes. Gave us a break. It balanced out a little bit. That was also not that bad. Okay. So in the beginning of Parshas Ki Sissa, there is the mitzvah of there's mitzvah making Shemen Hamishcha. Mitzvah making Shemen Hamishcha. And then there's a mitzvah of making the Ketoides. But let's talk now about the mitzvah of making the Shemen Hamishcha.
Mishka means what?
To anoint, the oil to anoint, the
Kohen Gadol.
Kohen Gadol, all the kalim in the Mizbeach, the all the kalim in the Mishkan, the Mishkan itself, and so on. Let's look in the page Reisha and Daled in the Chitas booklet. It's Perek Lamed Posek Pov Beis, right after the story of the Kier. Medaber Hashem al Moshe Leimer, Va'ata Kach L'cho B'Samim Roish Mor Dror, Chamesh Meis V'Kinoman Besem Achtzisoi, Chamish Masayim V'Knevoisam Chamish Masayim V'Kida Chamesh Meis B'Shekel Kodesh. So these are the items you have to take. These are the four items. The Shemen Zayis The Shemen Zayis There's a measure. Hin is a measurement.
Yeah.
It's a measurement.
Nishtahin, Nishtahan.
Nishtahin, exactly. Okay, you see, you did chitas today. V'siso is Hashem mishchas kodesh roikich merkachas meiser rokeach. What a funny pasuk. How do you say in Israel?
Pharmacist is a rokeach.
What does it? And how do you call the pharmacy?
Bet merkachat.
Bet merkach. Okay. Rokeach merkachat mate rokeach. Whoa. It's good for the people that are from the rokeach family. Shemen mishchas kodesh yiyah. V'shachta bo Yisrael moed v'saran ha'edus v'sashulchan v'skol kela v'samen oides kela spech ha'ketoides mizbach ha'oila kol kela v'kir kane kedashta isam hoya kodesh kedashim kolam zbech ha'mikdash saran was born of timshach v'kedashta isam l'chaim liv. That's what you use the Shemen HaMishcha for. I tell the Eden they shouldn't dare getting close to the Shemen HaMishcha. They should not dare to get close to the Shemen Hamishcha.
Is that Kedusha? What was it?
Yeah, serious stuff.
Not allowed to.
Where was it stored?
It was hidden.
Yeah, it says over here.
And-
Two psukim about it.
And
Three
and-
psukim. Warning.
and we say, Abnei Yisrael to Daber Leimer,
Mishchas kodesh.
Shemen Mishchas Kodesh Yiyezeli Lepereseichem. Rashi says, Mikan Lomdu Rabbi Seinu Leimer, Shekule Kaim Leosen Lavoi. Mashiach had come. The whole Shemen HaMishcha you're going to find in a jug. There's a lady here who lives at the end of the block. She claims they found in Israel Ketoides. I'm not going to tell you the story tonight because I'm not going. She asked me I should come to her house. I could touch it to feel it. Listen, the If it's really Ketoides, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to be my old hektish. And if it's not Ketoides, what do I need
It's
it
probably
for?
something else.
Some hashish.
Yeah.
It's a monoshech. The Ketoides a Maisa with Wendell Jones. Ich habe nicht gesagt jetzt für Wendell Jones. Not Wendell Jones. Wendell
What
Jones.
if you actually touch it, something Kedusha, you would lose your life early? Correct?
Yeah, it says over here.
Yeah.
So you
Seriously.
actually play with fire.
Three warnings.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Monoshech. It is emes. I don't want to touch it. It is a bluff. What do I need it for? So either way, what do I need it for? Okay. I'll tell you the story another time. It's a long story. These chevre, they love Tisha B'Av. I left the ganze year to make a video for Tisha B'Av. I left for Tisha B'Av. Okay. Inspiration. Okay. Inspirational videos. Inspirational stories. Okay. Okay. Rashi zog l'deriseicha mekan lom der v'seinu loim shekula kaim lo said love. Zebe gematir eiser lugen have.
The oil they use for the king to anoint the king, the same oil.
Selbe Sach. And Kule kaim lost it long. Anes. Kulam kaim lost it long. Okay. Only Malchus Beit David, not the other guys.
Shaul wasn't anointed with oil?
Shem Nafarsim. Shaul, I don't know. Afterwards, I don't know Shaul. It's a good question. Okay. Let's go to the Rashi that we're trying to focus on today, which is right in the beginning of the story, which is hin. It says that they cooked it with Shemen Zayis hin. Zokt Rashi, Yud Beis Lugin. V'nech l'kuboy chachmi Yisrael. They cooked the ikrim with this oil. There was so much ikrim here. If you take a brush and you have to smear the ikrim on top of it with oil, you don't even have enough oil. It's a tiny bit of oil. What are you talking about? You know what Yud Beis Lugim are? Every lug is 4 revi'is. So every revi'is, according to the what's it called, is 3. And if we go here, Chaim Noah. We know already over here. I gave the shunim last summer, 2 summers ago. Chaim Noah, 3 ounces. 3, 6, 6, 6 is 12. 12 ounces. How much is 12 times 12?
144.
Otazai. So 144 ounces. Vifalidus. How many ounces in here? Lama cooked them 50.
So more than a liter, a little more than a liter.
3 bottles of this. A little less.
Okay, it's a lot.
You count up
Oh,
500 measurement of mordroir, 500 of kinoma, and 500 of knei voisim, and 500 of kida.
I mean, a gallon is 120 some odd ounces, so it's more than a gallon.
Yeah, no, it's not a lot.
so, but this
Compared,
stuff, the hard stuff is much more than.
a ton more.
So it's like,
It's a tiny drop of oil. How are you going to do it? Ella shorum b'mayim. They soaked all the stuff in water. Shelo yivla es Hashem. That they soaked all these spices in water, and therefore, once it was full, these things were full of water. They couldn't take in the oil anymore. And then he put the oil on it, so they can't. The vegetables, the
oil
thing,
stays up.
yeah,
Water stays down.
and the water stays in the thing. And the Shemen took out the reach, the kipchoy, and then they think about it. They had a huge vat. They put in all the stuff. They put in water, and then they let it soak for a long time. They spilled out the rest of the water, lamazag, and then they put the oil on top. They spilled the oil on top. Then or they probably cooked it, and that's not so clear in Rashi. They probably applied heat, and then the tam of the ikrim went into the water, and tam of the water went into the oil, and therefore no oil was lost because no oil went into the ikrim because the ikrim were full of water.
It was soaked. What was soaked? The spices. All the spices. Didn't you say throw out some water? So when you throw out some water, some oil was in there.
No. I'm imagining. I'm thinking why I said he did. I shouldn't say that. The main thing is that when you have a pumpkin and you're going to put it oil in it's going to take it in the oil. But if the pumpkin is full of water, it's nicht in the oil. It's nicht because it's full. So now now the oil was sitting on the top of all the spices, and then they applied a little bit of heat, I assume. Otherwise, or maybe without. Maybe it was just naturally without. And then the tam went into the oil, and they took off the oil. So not one drop of oil got lost.
They skimmed the oil.
Yeah, they skimmed the oil because oil, like you said, oil and water, oil rises to the top. So they took off okay. That's keep. Okay. I learned that Rashi just like you did this morning. Chita sag schnell.
Yeah, I was walking.
In a brush, so gegangen weiter. What's bothering Rashi? The Pashas never says, you would say what's bothering Rashi is it's so little bit of oil. It's Yud Beis Lugin. So how could it be that you could so that's what's bothering Rashi. It can't be that that's what's bothering Rashi. Because if that's what's bothering Rashi, what's the answer? One Ashita has an answer, Rabbi Yehuda, but Rabbi Meir that says Sholku Boisaikim didn't answer. Furthermore, in the Gemara, this is a Gemara I'm learning with Ayid. I was supposed to learn with him this morning. The Gemara Nishkikim at Sagain. I told him tonight the sheet is going to be about it. So
What is ikra?
the spices,
The whole
the
salad.
the kida, the kinoma,
All together.
yeah, the whole mix. The there's a whole sug in Horius, and over there they're arguing about it. And over there the gis is dafke fakir that Behud and the Meir, and over there the Gemara says that the Meir answered. The Meir says, "Ineis echad nasa boy."
That'll be half past 9. There's
Huh?
a meeting at 9:30. There'll be a meeting at 9:30.
In Mitzvah.
Okay, Baruch Hashem.
So he said that there was a lot of miracles that happened. Ton of miracles that happened here. Adibui miracles. This was one of the miracles. The Abish made a nest. And it may goes through a whole bunch of other things that happens. Miracles upon miracles with the Shemen, this Shemen Hamishcha. Okay? The Rebbe says, very nice. It's a nice Gemara. But the child is not a Baki B'Shas, the child is not expected to know. But Ashi didn't say that a mayor has an answer. There was the Gemara gives a list of nisim that happened over here. Okay, if a child is learning it, later we have the 10 psukim later. It says L'Dori Seichem, the Kalam Bar B'Sein, which Kulakaim Lasad Lovei. That this is the only miracle. The miracle that we know is that Kulam Kaim Mashiach is going to come. We're going to find a jug with 12 lug, which is 144 ounces. Bidiyuk 144, not going to be 143. And then the Abraham Chaim will be able to go like this to the Chazanish. I'm joking. Maybe the Chazanish will go like this to the Abraham Chaim. I said when Mashiach will come, we're going to measure how many ounces it is, and we'll know who's right. Again, there'll be no more fight. They're both going to stand there. Moshe Rabbeinu Imam. Going to measure it. Everyone's going to know who was right. Once and for all, we're going to know. Okay. Okay, but I'm saying this is going to be an unbelievable indicator because, like I told you, the math is very simple. According to Chaim Noah, it's a 144, and the Chaznish it'll be add another. It's about 200 according to Chaznish. Give or take, mamash and ounce. So we see from Rashi.
Depends how big his head is.
No. That's the sheet. With the Kohen Gadol. The shear that Torah says is that it has to be Yud Beis Loigin, and okay, so the Rebbe says, Rebbe Meir, and the Gemara answers, don't worry. There was a harbe nisim nasabay, but in Pshat that Rashi doesn't bring that in Pshat. Fakir, the only miracle he brings is later. So what's going on over here? And it's very funny. Lashon at Rashi, super unusual lashon. You know, like usually says, like later it says, like why? There is the Chachmei Umas Oilam, they all agree the Pshat in the Pasuk. It's funny. Oh, it's like Rashi tried to, in his old age, become a little literary, a little bit fancy, to use up a little spice up his Pshat, to use up Sananda Loshen. Usually it's a very unusual Loshen.
It's not the star rush.
It's yeah. And why does he have to say the names who are the Tushitas? As we know, when Rashi says the names, because he's trying to teach us something. Okay, so bottom line is, what's bothering Rashi? What's the Kasha? What's the Teretz? What's going on over here? Okay. Okay, this is, I'm telling you, the Sikha happens to be Pilei Plon. It's unbelievable. So first the Rebbe says, the Pshat is like this. Also, the Girsa, the Rebbe says that the Bavli has the opposite Girsa. Rashi picked the Girsa of Yishalmi. Why is it? Okay. The Rebbe, like the Rebbe says in Pshat, Rashi holds that the Meir has no problem over here. The Meir doesn't have a problem. Each one, there is, if you look at the next pasuk, you have to figure something out. It says, Vasiso is Shemen Mishchas Kodesh. When you say Shemen Mishchas Kodesh, it means when you finish cooking, you put it in a jug of oil, and it's oil. It's oil. But then you say, Roikach Mirkachas Ma'aser Roikeach. 3 times the word Roikeach, and we're not talking about the Belzer Rebbe, or Berebeleza Bar Roikeach. So what we're talking about in the Hebrew dictionary, Mirkachas means a Mishtas, like Rashi says, Mirkachas, that Rashi explains what does it mean. Kol davar ha'urev bechaveirih. That's why a what's it called store a
Pharmacy.
pharmacy, because they mix together the
Solution there.
yeah. So what is it supposed to what is the ikir in this? Is it going to be a liquidy shemen, which is like shemen like any other shemen, just infused with a little bit of a taste, or is it a heavy oil, a liquidy heavy oil? It had been the Sechet said lahavdil elef of akasha. Was it akasha, or was it a pure oil that was infused with a psatam? They piped in a tam. So from the Lashon of Pasuk Shema Mishchas Kodesh, it sounds like it was a pure oil. From the Lashon Roikech Mirkachas Meiser Keach, it sounds like it was sort of akasha. It was a merkachas, like you go to the beta merkachat and you buy a merkachat. So which one is it? This talking the machloikis and a Meir and a Yehuda. The Meir said that the main thing was a merkachas. The Torah calls it a shemen. Okay, it was oily. It was oily, but what they did was they took a big vat. They put in there all the spices. They put in there the kinomen, the mordror. They put in the boisem. They put in the kida. They put it all in. They put in the oil. It's a little bit of oil. They cooked it and they cooked it and they cooked it until everything melted. And it was an oily solution. It was an oily solution. It wasn't Vaseline. No, then that's already a gush, a gush. It was lach. It was lach. You could, you pour it like this. It's lach.
You just needed to.
But it was a more of a heavy consistency.
Heavy.
Kasha.
Yeah, like a kasha.
But they didn't use a lot
The
of it
Rebbe
anyway.
Yehuda, Rebbe Yehuda holds. Rebbe Yehuda says no. Merkachas, it just means that it took in a tam. It was piped in a tam, infused. But it was oil like every oil. You buy olive oil, you go to Costco before Hanukkah and you buy, for $18 the big fat olive oil, and you use it for your menorah. Elamai, they piped in a little bit of a tam in there. That's the machloikas. And Rashi, usually in Pshat, when Rashi says one shita first, that's Pshat is more called of Pshuta Shemikra. When do you know that they're equal? When Rashi says a Hagdoma, that there's two Pshatim here. That's what Rashi wants to say. Vinech that this is a machloikis. It's even Steven. Ich weiß nicht. In the Lashon of Pshuta Shemikra, I can't tell you who's right. And the Meir Rebbe Yehuda. Why did Rashi add Chachmei Yisrael? Funny Lashon, Chachmei Yisrael.
Anyway,
And why did he say the Meir Rebbe Yehuda? So the Rebbe, I was like, that's not more Pshat. And the Rebbe said that you look in the whole Shas, you'll find that the Meir and the Yehuda have a mahalach. Each one has his style. The Meir has his style, and the Yehuda has his style. The Meir has a style, and the Yehuda has a style. Story of the Meir, about how he saved, the story how he saved the sister Bruria, like he had a mahalach of how to do things. The Meir had a mahalach how to do things. And Rabbi Yehuda had a mahalach how to do things. It was a very different mahalach. And it starts with a lumbus. It starts with a lumbus. What's the lumbus? The Rebbe had the Omoidige Koch in the lumbus. Person goes to the doctor. The doctor says, listen, pal, you're going to fast on Sum Gedalia. It's fine. You can fast. I'm telling you, you're going to get sick after that. You're probably not going to end up fasting in Yom Kippur. You can fast on Sum Gedalia. There's no problem. Yom Kippur wirst du nicht fast. Comes to Eid, comes to Rav, and says, so he asked the doctor, am I allowed to fast in some Gedalia? Yeah, you can fast in Gedalia, no problem. I just know you that, the day later you can. Yeah, your body can handle it on some Gedalia. But your bullet has one gun. I'm sorry, your gun has one bullet. You got one bullet in the gun.
Either Gedalia or Kippur.
Gedalia or the Yom Kippur. On one hand, some Gedalias at the Rabbanos, Ashracha fast. Yom Kippur is the rice.
Yeah.
On the other hand, maybe we shouldn't look, whatever. What's going to be like the story I told you the other day with the poets and the beer.
2 years later, we'll worry about it.
You don't worry about it later. The poets could die, the beer could die. Huh?
It's a week later, it's not 6 months later.
Okay, but it's later. Shaila is apidin. Do we look at the here and now, or we look at later? The Rebbe says, that the mayor was a very look at here and now.
It was practical.
Yeah, he gave the guy the money. He said, "Don't worry, let the girl out. What's going to be later?" He said, "I'll take you a trick. I'll call the mayor." He gave him the money right now, and he saw when they gave him the money, he
Tachlis.
tachlis, so to say. Rabbi Yehuda says, no, that's not the nature.
Yeah.
A person looks also in the future. So Rabbi Meir says, if you right now the Torah says that you should make that you should. He gives you a recipe. You're going to tell me that you're going to do a trick. You're going to put water. You're going to make a kapeach. That's not what the Abisha said. That's not what the Abisha said. The Abisha said to take these spices, take the oil, cook it together. You're doing everything the Abisha told you. What's going to be later? The truth is, it's very hard to imagine that this thing is going to last for 3,000 years. It's not going to last even for a week. Oil standing in a Shemen will last 3,000 years.
Forever.
Yeah, but akasha,
Shemen and melach.
you cook today akasha and try to see if it stays in your refrigerator more than a week. It's akasha now. They cooked it with the kida and the kinoman. According to Rabbi Meir, it's not a pure oil. According to Rabbi
That's
Yehuda,
a miracle. But
it's
stay-
miracles. So then it'll be a miracle. David should machen. But right now, don't worry about tomorrow. Right now, David should say, take all the spices, put it in a big vat, put in the oil, cook it, and gegangen weiter. Rabbi Yehuda said, the Torah said that this is a shemen that you're supposed to keep l'dorei seichem. You're supposed to hide. This is akasha. Akasha is not going to last more than a week.
Pure.
But this is what they anoint all the kings in the
Yeah.
future. Shmuel and
And
Avi.
you think it's going to last? You're supposed to make it that it's supposed to last. This is supposed to be built to last. This is not a Chinese item. This is not made in China. This is supposed to last for 3,000 years.
Hashem's recipe.
Okay, you got to make it. That's it. So Rabbi Meir says, look at the here and now. Abisha said, these are the spices. Cook it, mach. Rabbi Yehuda says, this is supposed to be something that lasts forever. Well, you can make a kasha. Are you kidding me? This is not going to last for a week. That's the machloike. That's why Rashi says, "V'nechleku boi chachme Yisrael." There's a chochma in each sevora. Rabbi Meir has a when you come home from the poritz with the beer, don't worry about it. Maybe the beer will learn how to speak. Maybe the poritz Maybe the poritz will die. Maybe the beer will die. Let's think about the here and now. And Rabbi Yehuda says, what do you mean think about the here and now? Let's think about tomorrow. You think today about tomorrow. The Rebbe says we find another 3 places in Shas, which are mamish a hand and a glove. You see that this is mamish the shita of the Meir of Yehuda. In Pashush Mishpotim, Rashi says, "V'loy pidish ma dinoi shel soiche im kishoy mechinam oy kishoy mesoch." The Gemara talks about it. The Gemara says it's not clear. We know that a shoy mechinam doesn't have to have a shmida mu'ula. He is only chayiv if he was pesheya. If he was a pesheya, he's chayiv. Otherwise, it's not. He doesn't have. He's not responsible. L'shem socher,
You have to pay.
he has to have a shmida mu'ula. Even of Gneva Vaveda, he's responsible. What's the din of a soicher? So Rashi says, Nechluku boy, Chachme Yisroel. Oh, same losh. Soicher kates and Mishalim, Rebbe Meir, Oimer Keshemer, Chinam, Rebbe Huda, Oimer Keshemer Socher. Pashtus, Rebbe Huda says, a soicher is like a Shemer Socher. Why? I'm getting benefit. I'm using his car. I'm using his shoyer. I'm using it. So it's not like a shoyman. I'm getting benefit. But Emir says, what do you mean I'm getting benefit? For that benefit, I pay. I went to the car rental company. You didn't give me a discount. I paid $75 a day plus taxes plus insurance. What did I to make up? So the Shemitah is bechinam. Okay, so meretzach nicht voneinander. So lechoide, Rebbe is right. What's it really going to answer? So again, this goes into the general machlokes of Rebbe Meir and Rebbe Yehuda. Rebbe Meir says the human nature is the here and now. His wife said, "My sister is Bekubas Shalzonas." The Romans took her. They put her in a jail. They're going to make her into a Zona. They're going to force her Rahman al and violate her. Go save my sister. He gave the Shemen a gistel guilt. Don't worry. Just what do you care? What do you care? The girl is going to be here, not going to be here. And Taka is a human nature. Not the given this. The mayor says the Tes-vov of the person is right now he has a fleet of 10 cars. He wants to rent it out. You come, you're giving him $75 a day to rent a car. So you're the Torah l'soif daite shalodom. Chachmei Yisrael said, Bedaitoi, he's very happy to get the money. He doesn't want you to be frivolous. He doesn't want you to go skidding on the ice. He doesn't want you to be crazy, to drive it in a way that's irresponsible. You're a peshe and then you're going to crash the car. That's not what he gave it to you for. As long as you're going to do regular shmira, like a shoyma chinam, it's good. He's not thinking about tomorrow. He's thinking right now. He needs to rent out his 10 vehicles. So, you're the Torah l'seif daitoi, that as long as the guy that came and paid him to take the car, taking achrayus, that he's going to bedover kedover rogel, like a shoyma chinam, he's not going to be poisheya, he's happy. And al dazeh, he gave him the car. Yehuda says, no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. A person is not so like here and now. He's thinking about what's going to be tomorrow. So it's not like he's not a Shemen Chinam. He's not doing me a favor. He's not guarding my car. It's a business transaction.
But
So
he gets benefits out.
but I'm not giving it to him unless he's taking upon himself a Sheminah Mu'ula like a Shem Masechet. Al Dazeh, I gave it to him. So since the Torah didn't tell me clearly if Soicher Dimek Shemachinam or Dinek Shemasocher, I have to be Yor the Torah l'seif daite shalodom. And the mayor goes with his shita that a human being is the here and now. That's Goifer Machia. And Yehuda, tomorrow, the Rebbe says, Helf the Eibishter, there's another machloikis, a hand and a glove. When do you make a bich samoz? There's a famous machloikis. The mayor says, Gazais. Rebbe Yehuda says, Kebeitz. We who learn bich sanenim, Biyum Godel, we know that Hakatoisva says, and that's the halacha, that this is all asmachta b'yalma. The Behemoth says there has to be svia gemura. There has to be svia gemura. What is svia gemura? Very complicated. What svia gemura? That's why Alter Rebbe in the beginning, it's the whole story with the mazonis, with the cake and the mazonis bread. How much you eat to be svia gemura to chayv deiraisa? At which point, even if you ate cake, you have to bench. And at which point, even if you have a suffix, if you bench or not, the suffix if you have to bench again. But that's the halacha, like Tosfos. So you say, really, machlokes is made with the smachta ba'alma. It's the Remeir said, "V'chaltos v'achila v'savotos v'shtir." The Yehuda said, "V'chaltos." The Tosfos so it's a smachta ba'alma. So what? So there has, in other words, there was a svara. The Rebbe says poshet. The Remeir said, you have to thank the Eibush there because you're a little bit. Hoida says v'savat. V'savata means svia gemura, which our shita based on the shura we have here in the summer, we learned it 7-8 years ago, is that what would be the svia of a human being, normal person, for 6 hours? L'suda. Now, the Rabbanan said that even if you eat less, you have to thank the Eibishter. But you have to have epis for it. A little bit of a svia. So the smallest shear in the Torah is kazayis. If I eat a kazayis, it's called an achila. And there's a little bit of satisfaction. I'm starving. I want to eat more, but a little bit. It broke the fast. After the fast tomorrow night, you have a coffee, drink a revius, eat a kazayis cake. Can breathe. Ken shatrachten. Your head is working. Shatrachten. Okay, then you want to eat more, but okay. So the Bimeir zog that the human nature is to think the here and now. Ich gegessen a kazayis, ich getrunken a revius. Thank the good Lord. Shkoich, danken dem Eibishten. Man darf danken dem Eibishten mit der Rabbanon. Darf danken. The Yehuda says that a person still, his stomach is talking to him. gefasst the ganze Tag, one kazayis. He knows in another minute his stomach will talk to him again. He doesn't feel calm. So what's the next shear that we have? It's a kabetza. Okay. So Yehuda says, Hayoist, that a person is not satisfied with the here and now, a tarak for the next minute, for the next day. So you have to go out to the shear of kazayis. So what's the next shear? Kabetza. Okay. B'chalta v'savota the rabbonon is when he eats kabetza. So we have here three machloikas, and they're all three a hand in a glove. That we see it's a l'shitosei of Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Meir says that what is the machriya? The here and now, and Rabbi Yehuda says that the machriya is the
future.
And that's why in all three it says Yisrael. Rashi uses the lashon Chachmei Yisrael. First of all, he gives Hakdama v'nechleku to tell you that both shittas are shovim. The metzat pshuta shemikra you can't imachiach one way over the other. And why does he say the lashon Chachmei Yisrael? Because these are things which are it's not clear in pshuta shemikra one way or the other way. And in B'meir and Yehuda, each one had a certain chokhmah of how they viewed the human psyche. Yorda toidelas of daita shel oda. And therefore, each one explained it his way. And then the Rebbe says, okay, why do you need three machloikes? Okay, one machloikes, Hashanai verstehen, not the zwei.
2 Jews, 3 opinions.
The Rebbe has a tzirichus. Oh, that's too hard. Let's leave it at this. Shapurim, darf man sagen, ob es ein Wort von Purim. Yeah.
Is it a Purim Torah?
Yeah, Zoga Purim Torah. So, why did the Vayasu Eitz Gavoya Chamishim Amma? What darf sein Chamishim Amma? What darf sein Chamishim Amma? So I mentioned already the Welt sagt Alatzonos that the Machikion Avelem and here Chamishim Amma and Yois Homer himself to end up hanging there. So darf sein Chamishim Amma. Chassidus says that he wanted to go to Shara Chamishim. He thought over there, but he made a mistake. The Eibush is not limited in being Kachashech. Okay. But the Rebbe has a pshat in the Maimer. I think it's the Tovshin of Maimer that year that the Rebbe gave Masach Mashke was given Lebedik Purim. The Rebbe said that it says Machikim es Hashoivach. No, it's a different year.
That was Tafshin Yudches.
Yeah.
I have the record.
Yeah. Machikim es Hashoivach Meir Chamishim Am. Why? Because the birds are not going to come be mazik the people because they're going to eat their zeroin gina. So you have to be marchik the yoin sheba chamishim amma min ha'ir. So that's like chamishim amma min ha'ir is a certain harchaka. Holman had getainet. Holman said that he was a lambda. You know why did the Yetzirah cross the road? You know he's a lambda. The clever guy. He's a melech zoknuk silver called the klugin guy. So he said, Azoy, Hetzachayim, he said, he tells the Yid, you're so little, you're so tiny. Tzadik gadol. What do you think? You'll be flying on the carpet, on the magic carpet with the Baba Sali. What do you think? You're kiricharayim in the back of the wagon of the Baal Shem Tov. It is garnished. You're dust. But what does he really want to do? He doesn't want to, make you a chosed gadol. He wants you to say, I forget about it. Anyway, can't jump on that wagon. Anyway, can't fly on that carpet. It is. You know what? I'll cross the road with the Yetzirah to the Seter Achra. Yendikt. That's where he gets a Yid. He tries to say, you're very small. Mordechai Yehudi, Tzadik Gadol. But really what he's trying to do is that you should feel disconnected. A certain harchoka. Chamishim Amma. That's a hachoka gemura that the Yid feels distant from the tzaddik. Zakmanah, it's nicht das way. Chas v'shalom. Homan is bachoka gemura. Homan hangs. So that I went to visit my Bubby tonight. So Baruch Hashem, she's not a young woman, but she's still sharp. I said, there's what's the difference? The Ikid is a Homan is 50 amas away from the city. Is it a difference of 50 Amme in der Heich? Oder man schießt eine Bombe, man legt 50 Amme in der Erde? Das ist dieselbe Sache. 50 Amme in der Heich, 50 Amme in der Erde. Ich bin mit Potter geworden, 50 Amme. Da weggeschickt haben wir 50 Amme. The meantime, they burnt all the stuff. So richtig gut. Amalek, you gotta burn everything also. It's dieselbe Sache. So machikim in a ear, so machai, da eingehackt in der Erde. Have a minute?
True. Yes, yeah.
Yes, you?
So are you gonna have enough Malik's possessions?
I gotta burn it.
So how were they able to take, after Shlomo said take Haman's belongings after they killed him?
Good question, but I answered this morning. So okay, I have a few nice stories that I'm going to share with my family for Purim. You want to hear some of the stories with the Dvartoides? I'll tell you just the stories. Do you remember Crown Heights, the Peshemish family? Oh, very nice family. Yeah, yeah, you remember them?
Aaron's still single.
Okay.
Aaron, some of that.
I said, reach out to him. This story was published in the Beis Mashiach magazine last week. It was a terrific story. Shkoche Protas, because there's a family here that lives in that city. They came from Reisha. They came from Reisha in Poland. So, Salzburg. Salzman. So Rabbi Chaim Shua B'Shemesh given an asking, and there was a Yid. Nebuch didn't pay his rent for a long time, and not like in New York when you don't pay rent, you get to live there for another 3 years for free.
Only 3 years?
And the Mach and the Balabas Tzorah
Only 3 years?
Yeah, exactly. They threw the Yid in jail, and now he has to pay. So Gekumen, Reb Chaim Yeshua B'Shemesh tried to help the family. He tried to collect money. He said, "Go yeah, if he come talk to me, I tell him he shouldn't waste his time. It's very hard to fundraise." But was am Maton? Is going zum Rav Shtot. I want you to check with B'Shemesh about the story. I'll send you a copy of it. I want to make sure that it's authentic story. It's a fantastic story. So he went to the Rav in the Reisha, Reb Chune Halbestam, Einikel of Divrei Chaim, and he said, "Rebbe, what do I do?" So he smiled. The Rav smiles. He says, "I'll tell you exactly what to do. In another 3 days is Purim. There's Zaina Rebbe. We're going to announce in town. So you come to Naya Rebbe. I have the hat from Isaiah the Divrei Chaim. I have his bekesh and a stick. I'm giving it to you to use on Purim. Are you going to be a Rebbe on Purim? Yeah. And everyone's going to come give you kvitlach. It'll be good. Okay. So the Vaila, the whole town is talking about it. They already know that the trick. They know that Saged Zayin, that the Rav gave the Divrei Chaim's begodim to him, and people are, generated a lot of excitement. Comes Purim, everyone came to the Rebbe, he gave bruches and to kvitlach. A whole day is busy taking money and giving bruches. Towards the end of the day, everyone left already for the Sudas. He counts up. He sees he's more money than he even needs. Okay, he goes back to the Rav. He brings back the Tchilu, the Chimu, the Streimel, the Bekeshe from the Divrei Chaim. He tells the Rav that he made more money even. The Rav says, "Oh, Machayev, you helped the family even more than you thought. And the Eibush shall help him, like you gave me this good Besura, you should give me the Besura Mashiach Tzedkena Kommt." 1939. The Russians and the Germans, made an agreement that they're going to split Poland. Reich ended up in the Russian side. That's why a lot of Yidden from Reich got saved, because they ended up in the Russians in Greece Tzadikim.
But they didn't have
A lot of the Jews died in Siberia, but a lot of Jews were saved because of that. So he ended up this Reb Chaim Yeshua B'Shemesh ended up in Siberia. There was another Yid, another Galatiana Yid, and he was of some Moed Ketamat Chochem, Ashtila Yid. Went around doing Machazik of the Yid, and would learn with them. No one really knew who he is. So Reb Chaim Yeshua tells him one day that he feels that his days are numbered, and that he has a box of Svarim and Kisviyah, things that he from his whole life, and he wants to give it to him, but he says, "You're a young man. You're gonna be saved. You're gonna go out, but his days are numbered." He passed away this year, and Reb Chaim Yeshua ended up going out, came to America, a nice family, Tavshim Membeis he calls his son. He says, I have this box that I don't know what to do with these for him. And I'm looking, and there's a sefer over there. It has a whole thing about a Muslim, the Geula, Toshim Membeis, Teishnas Bias Mashiach. Sounds so exciting. You know what? Bring it to the Lubavitcher Rebbe, and there's a gift for me. They brought it to 770. We ended up in the Rebbe's library. A week or 2 weeks later, the Rebbe said, "Hirani Chochem Echad." It's Likkutei Sichos. Hirani Chochem Echad. Toshim Membeis is Rosh Toivus. Teishnas Bias Mashiach. From that year, every year the Rebbe made, Bias Mashiach and Gulas Mashiach and Divrei Mashiach, and like every year was something connected to Mashiach. Anyway, the seed passed away in Tavshim Amches. This is the story. It's a terrific story. I'm planning to share with my family Mitzvah Shem tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Tuesday Mitzvah Shem Adasula. David shall help him.
Yeah. Good. So it's fine. Very. Here it is.
Tavshim Yitzes Midas.
The tie and the socks will be the same.
Benedictine, see, I'm here, me.
Huh?
Who's my Benedictine? See?
Yes, yes. The tie in response to the socks.
Eerste jaar, dan heb je dat niet staan in het beter. What's that for?
No, you're the chief.
2 more.
Two more, Winnie?
No,
Don't we have someone upstairs?
Yellowstone.
And
After we can bring it some.
okay, fine.
Hey,
How about Nachman Dov?
usually if you're around. Well, take it down to the morgan free.
Very Herbie.
We
Beautiful.
don't have- only Sunday
Thank you
morning
so
we
much.
have. Right, so
That's on it.
if we knew him, I
Oh,
don't
that's good, yeah. I mean, I'll down maybe check a socking, but how about?
Let me here.
Cool.
5:15.
Oh, tomorrow, 5.
Yeah, you can have the
Where's McGill, 6:30?
6:30.
6:45.
No, 6:30.
6:30.
I'm
6:30.
sorry, 6:15.
Yeah, maar 16.
Thank
We hebben geen no, maar
Right.
Cash videos, maar het zijn half uur.
Okay.
Real good firm, Herbie. Alright. Everyone has the meeting. David, real good firm. Well, say something, speak of forever.
Originally, your original. That's my
Rest yours.
Nee,
Good night.
Nee, dank je. Dank je, slap nog.
Ja,
Het gaat naar het zeven.
ja.
Ah, dat is de idee. Heeft dat serieus?